welcome back to Everything's Plastic. Today we have another Masters of the Universe Revelation figure, and this one is Skeletor. Really impressed with these Masterverse figures overall. I think they're pretty great. I do have a lot in my collection. I just still have them all in box, and I really dropped the ball on this one. This one's from Wave 1. I know I'm a bit behind, but hopefully you guys will still check it out. Pretty cool picture of Skeletor on the side. Awesome picture of Skeletor on the back. Love the design. Love the artwork on the back. These are the other figures in Wave 1. So we got He-Man, Mossman, Skeletor, and Evil Lyn. So far the only one I have done is He-Man. On the side here we just have Skeletor. We see Masterverse on top, barcode, and just a bunch of gibberish on the bottom. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's crack this guy open and get a closer look. In the box he comes with a gripping left hand and a closed fisted right hand. You do come with an open left hand as well. I don't know what's up with this hand, man. His thumb looks really big, very unproportionate to the rest of his body and the rest of his hand as well. The other hands aren't like that at all. And this is the other hand as well, which is pretty much an open gripping hand with his finger stretched out. Comes with the shaping staff as well, and if you watched the original cartoon then you're quite familiar with this one. Pretty cool design, nice and plain, but I mean that's the way the shaping staff is anyways. And we have the Havoc staff. You can't have Skeletor without the Havoc staff. Pretty cool design on this one, pretty cool sculpt overall. Do like all the detail in its horns, black eyes, and you can see the teeth and fangs coming down from here, and you can see the rigid design in the shaft as well. Pretty cool overall. Just to do a comparison to the origin staff, both are cool designs. I mean, especially for a cheaper figure, this one still looks pretty cool. Awesome. Alright, now that this guy's out of the package, we can get a closer look at him. Closer look at the head sculpt. His armor. All the way through. Cool detail in nails on his feet, man. Looks pretty awesome. Cape just lifts right up. Pretty cool cape as well. Just look at the inside of the cape and the outside. I like the design of the hood. I like how it wraps down over. Definitely mixed feelings on the head sculpt. A certain way the light shines on, I like it, and other times I don't like it. All I know for sure is that the head is definitely way too small for the body. If you want to remove the cape, the head pops off nice and easy. And this is a shoulder piece or chest piece, whatever you want to call it. And his cape just comes right off. Closer look at the inside of the cape and the outside of the cape. So let's pop his head back on and take a look at him without his cape and without his chest piece or armor, whatever you want to call it. This is what he looks like. Still looks pretty cool. I was going to say it looks weird with just having a hood, but at the same time, that's what a classic Skeletor looks like anyway, so I guess it's not that weird. Either way, pretty cool. This piece is removable as well. This here just unbuckles, and this one unbuckles and just slides right off. This is what he looks like with everything removed. Still looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it is the exact same body as He-Man, with the exception of his forearm. Obviously that looks different. Biceps and all that stuff, his arms, triceps, all looks the same. Shoulders, his legs are a little smaller. While we got all his armor and everything off, let's go over articulation. His head goes back this far, down this far. No real pivot from side to side. You got a little bit of movement there. Goes all the way around. Shoulder goes up this far, and that's about it. Goes all the way around. You got your bicep swivel. You got your double jointed pinless elbows, diaphragm joint there, and that goes from side to side. Goes back this far, forward this far. So these are kind of weird because you don't get a full rotation there. It goes this far, and it goes around this far as well, and it feels like it's almost like spring loaded in the back. I really like to take one apart but I don't want a chance breaking it. And for his waist, you do get a full rotation as well. His legs are stiff, but they do go out this far, forward this far, back that far, so you don't get a whole lot of range of motion there. You do have your upper thigh cut. You have your double jointed pinless knees, which goes back all the way. You do have a boot rotation as well, and for his ankles, it goes forward this far, back that far, and all the way around. So overall, pretty decent articulation for this guy. Not too bad at all. Let's get him all dressed back up again. On first, and then this piece goes on. over. And then we got his cape there as well. It just slides down over. His armor, whatever you want to call it. And then his head just snaps on top. Just like that. Nice and easy. I wish this lined up a bit better. It kind of moves all over the place, but let's put on that ugly open end and see what he looks like. I'll just take off the fisted and put on the other finger pointing, gripping hand, whatever you want to call it. And let's put the shaping staff in that one. Actually, let's put the havoc staff in that one, because it is a bigger hand than the other one. So the havoc staff might be a better fit. And with the finger pointing out like that, kind of looks pretty badass. The staff itself is so top heavy that it just spins, and it doesn't help that his wrist joints are pretty loose as well. Here he is with that menacing thumb just coming at you. Doesn't look too bad through the camera until you turn it this way. When you turn it this way, man, it just looks really off. This way is bad as well. I think overall, man, it's just a poor design on his hand. I'll switch that one out for this other gripping hand as well. And let's pop in that shaping staff as well. At least this one's not so top heavy, and you can kind of move around his wrist a little bit. This is where it keeps, this side just wants to keep tipping over, and it's very, very frustrating. Very frustrating trying to do any poses with the havoc staff. Like I said before, it is so top heavy that if you try to move it and don't have it actually touching the table or some kind of base, then it just falls over, and it actually knocks your figure off balance as well. For comparisons, we have He-Man from Wave 1, and we do have Triclops Deluxe figure as well. You can see that Skeletor is a little bit shorter than He-Man. Not sure if you can tell by angle or not, but Triclops is a little bit taller than He-Man. Overall, fantastic figures. I really like Triclops. Out of everyone that I got unboxed so far, Triclops is my favorite. Right now I'm displaying with classic look. I do like the robe on them as well, but right now just going with the retro look. I do mix them up from time to time depending on my display and what kind of mood I'm in, to be completely honest. Let's do a comparison as well to the Origins vintage head sculpt Skeletor. I really love this figure. Personally, I really like this head sculpt on this one. If you're unfamiliar with these lines, this one is 5.5 inches and this one is a 7-inch line. I'm just curious if this head is actually going to fit on this Skeletor. Let's switch them out to see if it works. Does fit on it. Moves around pretty good and everything else. Still get a full range of motion. Obviously it's a different shade of purple. Doesn't blend in well. But if you're good at customs or anything like that, and if you want to repaint the figure, this head sculpt fits awesome. And it is a better scale as well. This one was way too small for the body. Still looks pretty cool. That pretty much wraps it up for our review. I do like his accessories. I do like the havoc staff. I do like the shaping staff. That's kind of cool that he comes with extra hands as well. This one is definitely one of the negative things about it. The only other negative thing I can say about this figure is the overall proportions. I like how his feet are big and everything else. It makes him easier to stand. I do like how the nails are sticking off. I do like the overall design of the body. I think the torso is a bit too long and the head's too small. His body is not in proportion. But that being said, it's still an awesome looking figure. The last negative thing is obviously the weight of this staff. It's a cool staff, it's a cool design, but if the hands can't really hold it without spinning around or flopping around, then it kind of defeats the purpose and makes this guy very difficult to get in any kind of different poses. I guess if you want to pose them like that and put it in both hands, keep them more stable, still looks pretty awesome. Holds on to it pretty good with both hands. So that's pretty much it for negative stuff. Positive, obviously, man, I love the overall design, love the cape. Love the sculpt of the feet and everything else. The overall costume is great. Paint application is pretty clean overall. One little spot right here where the paint is actually smudged over. Other than that, everything else is pretty clean. So overall, I'm going to give this guy a 8 out of 10. Hope you guys like the review. If you do like the review, don't forget to click on that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want to help the channel out, don't forget to subscribe as well. That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Keep collecting and stay safe.